class is very, very
This conference will
important.
now be recorded.
So let's see how many of them are there. We have Ashfaq, wonderful brother. Brahmi, I've just spoke to Chandana, nice. Izhal, wonderful. Hanoni, Khan. Khan seems to be new. I haven't seen Khan. Is this Shirin Khan? Khan means Shirin Khan. Is it Shirin? Okay, so we have
Yes, sir.
quotation. Yes, sir. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, we have Parthasarathi, we have Radhika, wonderful. Sai, wonderful. Sanju, new. Subramanyam, Sureka Reddy, Surya, Syed, wonderful Syed brother, and Vinu Priya, wonderful Vinu. Okay, and Sureka Reddy. We don't see Chandana today. Chandana usually connects. Okay, so wonderful. Chandana is here. Okay, nice. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so let's get started. Swati, wonderful Swati, come back. So let's start it today. Okay, let's start working on writing the test cases. Today we might write our first case or not, I don't know, but let's make an attempt. Okay, so first thing what you get as a part of any thing is the FRS document, right? Functional requirement document. Okay, so functional requirement document. Okay, after the initial phase, the business analyst will work on it and will create a functional requirement document. Okay, so usually this FRS, or you people, some call it as BRS, BRD, whatever you want it to call, but let me call it as a functional requirement document. Any other names for functional requirement document, guys? Any other names for FRS document, functional requirement document? Anybody? FRS document, it's called BRS as well, CRS, URS. I told you, right? It's called by multiple names. Okay, I thought somebody will answer it. Anyways, so so guys, are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this FRS document, if you wanted to look into it, so what do you say, like in the I'll give you some what do you say, some functional requirements. Let's act like a business analyst today. Okay, let's think like a business analyst and let's create some functional requirements today. Okay, and then once this functional requirements is created, then usually the business analyst will create something called use cases as well. Okay, so I'll give you a sample use case as well as to how it looks like. Okay. Okay, so first let's go through a particular scenario. It's a wonderful. Okay, somebody has responded. Who is it? My system is slow. Radhika, wonderful Radhika. CRS, URS, BDD, BRS, wonderful. Okay, so let's stick to the name functional because this is how people call it as well. Once you go into the industry, they call it as functional requirement document. Okay, let's look at some functional requirements, and based on these functional requirements, we will build the use case document as well. Okay, so let's act like a business analyst. Once the use case document is been built, then using that use case document, then we will create the test cases and we'll start acting like a testers, manual testers, and we'll create the test cases, guys. Okay, first we'll behave like a business analyst, or let's understand what is there in an FRS document, and then let's try to understand what is there in a use case document. And after everything is done, then we'll start creating the test cases, guys. We'll start creating the test cases. Okay. Let's look at a simple functionality. Okay, let's take a simple functionality. Okay. Let's say there is a login screen. Okay, or this is a login functionality of some application, I don't care. Okay, some login application. Okay, of some application, login functionality of some application. Okay, so this is a login functionality. I don't know for which functionality. Okay, functionality. So I really don't care like for which application it is. Okay, but let's say this is a login functionality. Okay, so login functionality, what is that you will have, guys? Can you please tell me? Usually, typically, what is that you will have in a login functionality?
Username or password, sir.
Username, wonderful. Okay, and password.
Password.
Okay, wonderful. And let's say there is something called connected to. Okay, I'll tell you what this is. Okay, let's say there is something called connected to as well. Okay, so hang on 1 second. I need more space actually. or what I will do is, okay, I'll need more space. Okay, so this is your login functionality of some application. So you have the username. Okay, so obviously there should be a space to enter the username. You have password, there should be a space to enter the password as well. Okay, and then let's say this is a connected to field. Okay, so this connect to, let's say it will help you to connect to a particular database. Typically you will have it. Okay, there is a pull down list here. Okay, and once you click on this, it will tell you to which database you wanted to connect to. Okay, let's assume this is your login screen. Okay, so sometimes you have this kind of logins as well. Okay, not only just username password, it will also tell you to where you want to connect to as an end user. You wanted to connect to, let's say this functionality is for hospitals, so you wanted to connect to maybe pharmacy. Okay, you wanted to connect to maybe I don't know, there in the hospitals you have pharmacy department, you have a doctors department maybe, or maybe you will have something called uh, or beds or something like that. There is different databases. You can select and connect to that particular database. Let's say this login is for some application which is used in a hospital. So you can give a username password and you can say I want to connect to the pharmacy. So it will help you and connect to the pharmacy, and then it will show you what all the tablets, everything is there. Or you wanted to connect to the rooms. Okay, so it will show you probably like which rooms are available and all that. Or you can say you wanted to connect to the doctors. Maybe it will show who are all doctors are there, who belongs to nephrology, who belongs to cardiology and all that. Okay, or maybe something, there is a database called operations. So it will show you what all the operations which are happening today in that hospital. So like this you can connect to a particular database whichever you want. And basically, and what kind of buttons we can expect here, guys? How many buttons do you think will be there? Okay, what kind of buttons you will have? You enter the username and password, and what kind of buttons you might expect? Okay, one is submit button. Okay,
Login, login,
okay, or you can say
and
login button.
forgot password.
Forgot password.
Forgot pass
Maybe forgot password is there. Okay, forgot password. Okay,
and clear.
okay, and clear. Wonderful. Okay, superb. And let's say there could be one more button called cancel. Let's assume. Okay, let's say there is one more button called cancel as well. Okay, so the whole thing will be cancelled. Okay, so you see this is a some hospital application. As soon as you launch, this is the screen which was displayed. Yes, you can enter the username, you can enter the password, and you this is a, let's assume this is not a mandatory field, which means that you don't want it to connect to any database. You enter the username password and click on the login button. You will just enter into the default page, whatever it is, and you wanted to connect to particular database. Let's say there is operation database, pharmacy database, rooms database, or whatever it is. You can select that and click on the login. It will show that corresponding admin page or whatever the page it is. Okay, will all the people have access to this? No, only certain people will have access to this kind of databases or this kind of option. Maybe they are privileged users. Let's assume they are privileged users. Only certain privileged users can use the pharmacy. Certain privileged users, maybe doctors can connect to the doctor's page. Pharmacy people can connect to the pharmacy page. Let's assume. Okay, different people will have different options. Only the privileged people will have this option, and all the people can have options to the default page, which is entering the username password, leaving this empty, and click on the login button. Okay, if you have forgot the password, you click on forgot password. If you have entered something, okay, and you somewhere you realize that you have entered incorrectly, then you can clear it. Or you have entered something and you don't want any of it, or you changed your mind, you can click on cancel and this will be disappearing. Okay, so let's say this is the functionality of this login functionality. Okay, this is how the login functionality works. Let's assume this is how the login functionality works. Are we clear with this, so that we can start writing some functional requirements for this? Are we clear with this, guys, so that we can start writing some functional requirements? All of you, if somebody didn't
Yes, sir.
understood, the next 3 classes you won't understand. This 5-10 minutes you don't understand this, the next 3 classes, which are very 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 important, you don't understand a point of that. Okay, so if somebody haven't understood it at this point of time, you raise it, guys. Not the ones who have joined late, who have joined on time, listened to everything, but couldn't understand. Yes, please raise the hands. Okay, everybody understood. All the 26 people are understood. I'm very, very happy. Now let's wonderfully, let's start writing the functional requirements. Now what? We are the business analyst. Okay, now we are business analyst. What was the class, earlier class? Day 20, right? So let's day 21, we will start writing the test cases. Okay, day 21. We'll start writing the FR, functional requirements, because today we are business analyst. We are acting like business analyst. Okay, so let's start writing the functional requirements for this particular feature. For this particular feature, which feature? The login feature, which is over here. Okay. Okay, so okay, first requirement. Okay, login screen should contain, okay, should contain what it should contain. Username field. Okay, should contain following. What it should contain? Okay, so A, username. Okay, B, what is it? Password. C, connect to. Connect to a required database. DB means database, guys. Okay, so it should contain all this. Okay, it should contain all this, and also login, clear, forgot, and cancel button, and also the login button. Okay, username field.
এই যে
Okay,
সাইকেল দিয়ে নষ্ট হয়ে যেতেছে এটা।
field, login button. Okay, and then which button is there? Clear button. Okay, F, what else is there? Forgot password, or forgot button, forgot password. So forgot password button. Okay, assume the whole name is forgot password, guys. I'm lazy, so let me delete this. Okay, and write as forgot password. Okay, what is it, guys? Okay, so forgot password. B. Okay, forgot password button, and then cancel button, and then EFG, cancel button. Wonderful. Okay, so this is the first functional requirement. Okay, next requirement, connect to field is not mandatory. Okay, you understand by the word mandatory, all of you? Everybody understands by the meaning of mandatory, guys?
Yes, sir.
Compulsory, sir.
Compulsory. I don't know the spelling of this. Compulsory, is it correct, guys? Compulsory. Is the spelling right? COMPULSORY. Okay, whatever the spelling is not mandatory. Okay, it's compulsory. Okay, so that is the second one. Okay, so if there are any spelling mistakes, please ignore, guys. Okay, connect to field will allow the users to access the pertinent database. Okay, so pertinent means related. Pertinent means what? Related, guys. Pertinent means what? Related database. Okay, so they wanted to have a pharmacy database, they can go look at the pharmacy. If they wanted to look at the operation, they can look at the operation, or whatever the database that they wanted to connect, they can connect to. Okay, yeah, are we okay with this, guys? So far we are okay. We are writing the FRS. Okay, we have spoken to the client has clearly explained this is what it is. Okay, this is how the login functionality should work. Based on that, we are writing the functional requirements. This functional requirements is for what? The login functionality. Okay, login functionality. Okay, so far we are clear, right? Can I proceed further? Okay, so
Yes, sir.
the next step for us, wonderful, thank you, brother. Somebody is responding finally. Okay, so once we once the valid UN means username and PWD means password. I'm lazy and then I'm using the short keys to write it, guys. Okay, once the valid username password is entered and click on login button, or click on login button. Okay, home page should be displayed. What should be displayed? Home page should be displayed. Okay, should be displayed. Wonderful. Okay, okay, so we are writing all the requirements, guys. Watch carefully. Okay, so home page should be required. Okay, okay, okay. Once the valid username and password, valid username comma password and uh, required connect to database. Okay, let's write it this way. Valid username and password is entered and pertinent database is selected for 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 connect to field, connect to pull down list or drop down list is what called in a drop down list. Okay, uh, admin or pertinent page is displayed. Pertinent, okay, page is displayed. What I am meant to by this particular thing is, okay, you enter the username and you enter the password, you click on the login button, then what? Home page should be displayed. Then what? Home page should be displayed. Now what? This is the fourth FRS. Okay, the fourth requirement. But the fifth one is you enter the username, password, and you, let's say you entered the database of pharmacy, then the pharmacy page should be displayed. You enter the valid username and entered, let's say, the operations database, then the pertinent page means the related page, which is the operation page, is displayed. So are we clear with this fifth point, guys? All of you, are you clear with the fifth point? So whatever the database we select and click on the login button, then the click on login button. Okay, so pertinent pages, admin page or pertinent page is displayed. Okay, that is the fifth requirement. Okay, sixth one. Now the sixth one. Okay, okay, once the clear button is clicked, okay, all the fields will be cleared. Okay, all the fields will be cleared. So what happens once you click, let's say you've entered something and click on the clear button, all the fields will be clear. Okay, all the fields will be cleared. Now the seventh one is, once the forgot password button is clicked, okay, forgot uh, forgot password, okay, forgot password page is displayed. Forgot password page is displayed. Okay, but what is there on the forgot password page? Again, that is a different functionality. We look it up differently. But for right now, we will concentrating only on the login functionality. Once you click on the forgot password, the corresponding page is displayed, and what is there on that page is a different story. Okay, we will write the test cases or the FRS for the forgot password page separately, or forgot password functionality separately. Okay, so wonderful. Now eighth one. Okay, eighth one. Okay, once once cancel button, okay, once cancel button is clicked, okay, login page is closed. Okay, so now we have written all the functional requirements for this particular login functionality. Are we clear with all these, guys? Are we clear with all the FRS that we have written? Are we okay with all this? Okay, all we have written is in the login functionality, all these fields are there, and only login password is entered, then you will go to the home page. Login, sorry, username, password and login button, login page, home page is displayed. Username, password, and then you selected a particular database, then the corresponding page is displayed. You click on the clear button, everything will be cleared. You click on the forgot password button, it will go to the forgot password page. You click on cancel, this login page is closed. The login page is closed. That's what we have written in here. We have written in here. Okay, in here. Okay. Wonderful, guys, wonderful. So is everything okay with it so far, what all we have discussed? Okay, can I go to the next one, which is the use case? Let's look at one of the use case, all of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if somebody is not finding it good or wonderful, please let me know, guys. If you're finding it difficult, if you're not understanding or something, na, let me know instead of leaving. I see a lot of people are leaving. Okay, just let me know, if you haven't understood something, don't hesitate. Okay, now use case. Okay, let's write a use case. Okay, use case for the same. Okay, we will write the use case for the same login functionality. Okay, in the use case, what will be there? First, let's understand. Okay, first use case name will be there. Okay, in the use case name will be there. Okay, so we will say this as a login use case. Okay, we will name this as a login use case. Okay, then the description. Okay, the description, what is this use case for? Okay, the description, what is this use case for? What is this use case? Okay, okay, the use case, what is the description? Okay, this use case, okay, this use case describes, okay, all the features of login page or screen. Okay, so that if people who are reading the use case, they need to know what this use case is for. Okay, this use case is for the login functionality. Okay, so actors. Okay, so actors. Okay, actors involved. Okay, who are the people who are involved in this use case? Who are the people who are involved for this functionality? Okay, for this login function, who are involved? The normal user means they just enter the username, password, click on the login button. So a normal user is involved. Okay, normal user. Okay, and then there are specially privileged users as well. Enter the username, password, and connect to the whatever the database it is, and click on the login button. So these are specially privileged users. Okay, so one second, guys, there's a lot of background noise. I am trying to mute. Okay, if somebody wants to speak, don't hesitate, guys, unmute yourself and speak, because there's a lot of background noise. Only I'm muting. Okay, so then there are privileged users, or these privileged users. Okay, so privilege, I don't know the spelling, guys, so I think this is the right spelling. Okay, privileged users, or in IT industry, these users are popularly called as admin users. Okay, so admin users. So very rarely people call it as privileged users. Most of them or all of them call it as admin users. Okay, wonderful. Okay, now already the requirements are over here. All the FRS or the functional requirements are over here. So you need not have to put again these functional requirements into this use case. Okay, because the functional requirements are already over here. But what we will include is some special requirements over here. Okay, we as in the business analyst, guys, here today we are acting as the business analyst, not as the testers. So the business analyst has already written the functional requirements for this login functionality. He don't wanted to put all those functional requirements again into this use case, user case. Why did I say user case? Come on, this is use case. Somebody please, what do you say? Like, correct the spellings, guys. If some spelling is terribly wrong, correct it. Okay, it's not user case, it's use case. Okay, so the regular requirements is already over here. If there are any special requirements which are not over here, those if there are any special requirements which are not over here, those requirements we will write it here. We call them as special requirements. Okay, so these are there will be special requirements which are not present in the actual functional requirements. Okay, those requirements which are not present over here, we as in the business analyst will put that in the special requirement section. We'll put that in the special requirement section. Okay, in the special requirements, again, how many are there? First we have covered one, okay, which is the use case name. Description is 2, actors involved is 3. Okay, special requirements is 4. In the special requirements there is two things. Okay, 4.1. Okay, 4.1, which is explicit explicit. Okay, explicit requirements. Okay, I hope I got that spelling correctly. So explicit requirements, and then there is something called implicit requirements. Okay, implicit requirements. I hope I got that correctly. Okay, so there is explicit requirements, there are some implicit requirements. Okay, so for the same login functionality, I will write down that explicit requirements, I'll write down the implicit requirements. You will clearly understand what are the special requirements which are not available in the regular requirements. In that, again, what is this explicit requirements, what is this implicit requirements? Again, I need not have to write out the use case looks like and all that, but once I make this easy for you, right? Okay, once you can be very confident when you get into the projects, and also when you're taking the interviews, guys. Okay, so anything, what do you understand by explicit and implicit, guys? General meanings I wanted to know. Okay, what do you understand by explicit and implicit? Anybody? Before I search online, I want somebody to answer this. What do you
Implicit means
understand by
to everyone. Explicit means to the special ones.
to the special ones? Wonderful, it's a good guess. Anybody else who wants to comment on this explicit and implicit? I'm talking about the English
Specific.
definition, English. Yeah, somebody is speaking. Sirin Khan, please go ahead.
Specific people or specifics.
Specific, explicit, implicit. Okay, so that's what okay, wonderful. So let's look at the meaning of it. Okay, so let's look at understand. Explicit, stated clearly and in detail, leaving no room for confusion or doubt. Okay, so it is basically, the English meaning is, so you are telling it in such a detail and so clearly that there will not be any confusion. That's what explicit means, the English meaning. Okay, implicit meaning, let's look at it. But again, whoever have said it, they have said it correctly only. Okay, there could be some multiple meanings, that is okay. Okay, implicit means suggested though not directly expressed. Okay, you see, you're not directly saying, but it is hidden inside what you're saying, and you need to understand that. Okay, so that is what implicit means. Okay, if you ask me what is explicit and implicit, they are, somebody is telling you clearly, then it is explicit. Somebody is not telling you clearly, but they expect you to understand that, it is implicit. They have said something, and whatever they are not explicitly telling, but they expect that you understand that, that is implicit. So Kumar sir, I haven't understood whatever you have said. Okay, can you please tell me? Okay, forget about the meaning of all that. In our IT industry, in this business analyst, in this use case, what is this explicit means, what is this implicit means? I try to understand explain the English meaning, but if you haven't understood, it is okay, but try to understand this. Okay, this by the way, what are these are special requirements. Okay, the special requirements, uh, you know given by the client or customer. Okay, okay, clearly. Okay, are known as okay, explicit. Okay, they are clearly calling out, they are clearly telling that, boss, these are the special requirements that you have to keep in mind while you're working with this, or while you're testing this login function, not testing, while you're developing this login functionality. Okay, because the business analyst is taking all this, right? So the expectation is you have to develop this first before testing, right? So you're saying that before you're dealing with this login functionality, please clearly understand these special requirements as well. That's what the client is spelling. Okay, special requirements given by the client clearly uh, are known as the explicit requirements. Okay, because they're clearly calling it out, so that there are no room for confusion. Why they're clearly calling it out? Okay, so that there is no room for confusion, so that there is no room for confusion. Okay, so they have given the requirements, but again they are clearly calling out some certain things. They understood that, okay, these requirements may not be enough, there could be certain things, there is a confusion, so I don't want you to get into that confusion. Okay, so to clear that confusion, we are clearly calling it out, and we are giving these extra requirements so that there is no room for confusion. That's what your client is saying. Are we okay with that, guys? Have you understood? Have you understood these explicit requirements? Okay, so they are giving out some extra requirements on the top of that LDR requirements, so that any room of confusion is there, that will be gone. Okay, that will be gone. Wonderful, guys. Okay, then Kumar sir, what is this implicit requirements? Okay, the requirements, okay, not given by client. He's expecting that you will understand, you will draw that conclusion, you will he says that by giving the special requirements, it's understood, I need not have to specifically call it out. Okay, by giving all this information, you understand, you should have that kind of common sense to understand that this needs to be taken care of, kind of. Okay, as an IT experts. Okay, the requirements not given by the client, but analyzed. Okay, but analyzed by the by the by the BA or BSA, whoever it is, but typically BA. Okay, BA. Why? Okay, these requirements is not given by the client. These are actually given by whom? The business analyst, or written by whom? But by the, not given by the client, not given by the client, but analyzed and written by, analyzed and documented or written, however you call it, by the business analyst. Why he is writing it? Okay, why he is writing it? Why he is writing it? To increase the value of the application. Okay, to increase the value of the application. Okay, so these implicit requirements, they are not given by the client. They expect that you, as an IT industry, you implement that. Okay, so who will write these implicit requirements? The business analyst itself. He will analyze and write this requirements. Why he is doing it? So that the value of the application increases. So Kumar sir, definitions are okay, but give some example for the same login functionality, so that we can clearly understand this explicit and implicit requirements. Totally agree with you. I will write this. Okay, I'll write this. I'll write some implicit requirements. I will write some explicit requirements. Okay, so this is the definition, right? This is the definition. Okay, okay, this is the definition, okay, of this explicit requirements. Okay, now I will write some requirements. Okay, so you see, initially when the login screen is invoked means what, guys? Invoked means what? Invoked means what? Okay, so taking back. Okay, disable. Okay, invoked means taking back. Anybody else who wants to give me an idea as to what is invoked? Invoke, guys, anybody in the class? Invoke. Okay, invoke means open that. Okay, invoking means opening it. Okay, so whenever, or instead of using invoke, let me say opened. Okay, so initially when the login screen is opened, the login and clear buttons must be disabled. Don't you think so, guys? Without entering anything, username and password, why this needs to be enabled? Why forgot password needs to be enabled? Why clear button needs to be enabled? All these three buttons needs to be disabled. Okay, or forgot button should be enabled. As soon as you open it, you might forget, and then even before you enter, you can click on the forgot button. So forgot button should be enabled, cancel button should be enabled, but without writing anything in the username field or password field or whatever it is, both should be disabled. Do you agree with me or not, guys? All of you? Okay, do you agree with me or not? All of you? Okay, so basically as soon as you open it, this should be disabled. Why? Because without entering anything, you don't have any need to click on any of these buttons, any of these buttons. This is the special requirement. Explicit means given by the client. Okay, cancel button and forgot password button should be always enabled. Why? Because at any point of time we can cancel it, or we can click on the forgot button, cancel button. Okay, wonderful. Okay, upon entering some information in username field or password field, okay, uh, clear button should be enabled. Okay, as soon as you enter something in the username or password or both of them, then the clear button should be enabled. Wonderful. Okay, upon entering some information into username field and password field, not or. Okay, you want both the fields to be entered, not or, guys. Okay, so you want both the fields to be entered. Upon entering the information into username field and password field, then login button should be enabled. So do you agree with me, guys, all of you? Okay, once you enter some information over here or both of them, then clear button should be enabled. Once you enter the information into both these fields only, then the login should be enabled. Already we have mentioned that the connect to field is not mandatory, it's an optional field, so you need not have to write it again, because already that information has been written somewhere. Okay, clear. So that connect to button is not a mandatory, it's not compulsory. Okay, you see, connect to field is not mandatory. Okay, wonderful. Okay, now fifth special requirement. Okay, tabbing order. Okay, tabbing order. Okay, must be as following. Okay, tabbing order means what? Everybody understands by tabbing order, guys? Tabbing order, you can click on the tab button on your mouse, or sorry, on your keyboard. It will go from one field to another field. Do you understand that tabbing order, all of you? Do you understand the tabbing order, all of you, guys? Tabbing order, everybody understands, or should I showcase it to you? Somebody doesn't understand the tabbing or something like that, let me know, I'll showcase it to you.
Yes, sir, we
Okay,
can understand what is meant by tabbing.
yeah, you click on tab, then it went to, you see, first it is there in the user ID field. You click on tab, it went to the forgot you customer ID. You click on tab, it went to the continue. You click on tab, it went to this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, and finally it will go back to the customer ID field. Okay, it will come back over here, you see, customer ID. So the tabbing order, the order in which once you click on the tab, the order in which it will go. Okay, that is what is the tabbing order. Okay, that is what is the tabbing order. Tabbing order. Okay, tabbing order must be as follows. First what it should be username, then password, then connect to field, then login, clear, forgot, cancel. Okay, the tabbing order must be like this: login, okay, then what password, then connect to, then what okay, password, connect to, then login, okay, then what, clear, forgot password, okay, clear, okay, forgot password, okay, and then cancel, and then again Once everything is done, it will go back to the login and it will go back to the login. So these are the explicit requirements which are again given by the client himself, so that you can clearly now when you're developing, the developer has a clear understanding as to how this login page should be. So these explicit requirements or the special requirements have augmented these actual requirements. Augmented means added value to these actual requirements. So the special requirements, what happened, because the special requirements, what it has done, it has added value to the actual requirements. Added value to the actual requirements. Who gives it? The client gives it. Now let's look at the implicit requirements. Okay, are we okay with this before I go to the implicit requirements? Are we okay with this before I go to the implicit requirements? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Okay, you're clear now? Okay, 4.2. Okay, 4.1 and 4.1. Again, we will start writing the implicit requirements. Who gives it? Client gives it. Option 1. No. Client doesn't give it. Option 2. Client gives it. Option 1. Business analyst will cook it up. Option 2. I want to hear from all of you. Guys, there's only 2 people who have responded. There are 25 people in the class. Okay, so implicit requirements, who will give it? The client will give it. Option 1. Only the business analyst will cook it up. Option 2.
Client, sir. 1.
Okay, implicit I'm saying. Okay, 1 client will give. Okay, Swati says 2. Okay, I want to hear from all of you. Syed says 2. Jagdish says 1. Okay, Vinupriya says 1. Okay, explicit requirements given by whom? By client. Okay, these special requirements given by the client. But implicit requirements, what happens? It is understood. Understood by whom? The business analyst. The client will not give it. Okay, the business analyst himself will. The business analyst himself will come out with this requirements. Why he will come out with these requirements? Can somebody unmute and answer it? Why he will come out with these requirements?
To improve the
Okay,
value of application.
improve the value of the application. Let me write down some implicit, which client has not given, but the business analyst have cooked it up. Okay, initially the cursor must be in the username field as soon as the page opens. Okay, for this the client need not have to tell. With this business knowledge, with the IT knowledge of the business analyst, he will cook it up. Okay, why? Initially, as soon as the page opens, the cursor should be in the username field. Okay, for this the client need not have to tell this specifically. Okay, second thing. Okay, if username or password is incorrect, okay, appropriate error message is displayed to the end user. Okay, appropriate error message is displayed to the end user. Okay, so again the client need not have to tell. With the knowledge the business analyst will have, he will cook up this kind of cook up means he will come out with this requirement. Have you understood, guys, what is this implicit requirements? Okay, wonderful, guys. So with this we will stop today's class. Tomorrow is Ganesh. Okay, tomorrow is Nimarjanam here, Ganesh Nimarjanam in here for Hyderabad. It is such a huge thing. Okay, I will see, if I am available. My kids doesn't wanted to go watch Ganesh Chaturthi. Okay, I will come to we will have the class tomorrow, else we will meet on Monday itself, guys. Okay, so I hope now you got a basic understanding of how a functional requirement looks like and how a use case looks like. In the use case, what all the fields are there. We are not done with the use case yet. We still have some certain things which are there as a part of use case, which is preconditions, post conditions, and flow of events, which I wanted to complete it today itself, but unfortunately we don't have the time. Okay, but maybe tomorrow or on Monday when we come back, we look at these preconditions, post conditions, flow of events. Then we will start here wearing the hat of the tester and start writing the test cases for all these requirements, one by one, for all these requirements one by one, guys. Okay, for all these requirements one by one. Thank you. Any questions before I call out, or before I'm done, I'm gone? Any questions, guys? Any questions? Is the energy lost, guys? I'm not seeing that, you guys are not answering with so much enthusiasm and as earlier, because the quality of training gone down. Vinupriya, 1.5 hour. Let's try it from Monday. Okay, let's try it from Monday, because I have to speak, right? I have to speak. I lose the energy every day. I think that I'll take 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes and all that. But again, what happens is, as I'm speaking, I after 1 hour I feel, oh my God, I'm done for the day. Okay, that's how I'll feel it. Okay, but whenever it's required, now, okay, we will do it. Okay, but trust me, we will be completing the classes probably in 1 week, because for this we will write the test cases. You will understand that. Then there is something called requirement traceability matrix is there, and then the defect life cycle and writing the defects. Once we do this, the manual testing class is done, guys. Okay, so after that, we will see, like, if there is anything that we can take on API testing or Jira or some tools, we will figure it out. Okay, but I'll try to take 1 hour 15 minutes or something like that, Vinupriya. Okay, so as of now, no questions. Jagdish, wonderful, Jagdish. Okay, Vinupriya, we will try to do that. But I see that after 1 hour, people automatically, like, they will be leaving. Okay, I see a lot of people leaving, so that's why, sometimes I'll become hesitant. But we will do something. Okay, but I think in 1 week's time we will be done with this sample test cases and defects and defects life cycle and all that. Okay, weekend also we can do. Let me run this on the what do you say, on the group, and let's see how many people says okay and how many people doesn't seems to be okay. Based on that, we will take the call, Sayed, and we'll try to complete over this weekend if required. Okay, and then we'll get done with this one. Okay, wonderful, guys. So weekend is a good idea. We can try this weekend. Okay, I'll ask Anita to put the message in the group to see if everybody is okay. Then we will go ahead with the weekend. Okay, thank you, guys. See you tomorrow if possible, else on Monday. Okay, thank you. And
Thank you.
I don't know if how are your, I mean, Ganesh Nimarjanam, how many people will go for it? Okay, if you are going for it, be safe. Don't in the crowd, just be little careful. Okay, take care, guys. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.